Lock us in, load us in, pop in that 8-track, spin the tape. Here we go. Hey now everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Star Wars Time Show proper, that is. It's the Friday show, but unfortunately it may be, it's going to be a little different tonight because our buddy Nick is suffering from a case of the death. Yes, he could possibly be dead by the next podcast, but he has agreed to at least come on and talk about, in my opinion, our most popular segment these days, and that's the IG Top 5 Star Wars Artist Features. But I also twist his arm to talk about this week's big reveal, if you will, big leak. Who knows what the hell it is, if it's fan-made, official. It's definitely pissed Nick off. But we're going to talk about the Episode 9 poster that leaked this week. So after that, Nick's going to go ahead and prepare himself for his funeral. He's going to measure out his coffin, get ready to die. Hopefully that's not going to happen, but he's definitely not feeling great these days. So we appreciate him at least throwing on the headset, firing up the mic, to at least get through our best segment of the show, our proper show, the Star Wars Time Show, motherfuckers, our IG Top 5, and then we're going to keep him around for the Episode 9 poster / what the fuck is this thing, Rampo leak. All right, Nick, so appreciate you at least sucking it up for now and talking a little bit of Star Wars from the week that was Star Wars. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Our top segment, our lead segment, which is the top 5 Star Wars artist shares of the week.
Yeah, the top 5. I'm not going to let you guys kind of go to the wayside, even though I'm feeling under
Listen
the
to
weather.
him. He sounds like death.
Yeah, it definitely don't sound good. Congestion, got a little bit of scratchy throat, some coughing going on.
Possibly
so,
AIDS.
It could be anything. I could have gotten bitten by one bug or multiple bugs.
A spider bug. I mean,
could be.
I mean, he could be Spider-Man by the time we were at Star Wars Celebration. You don't know.
That would
All
be
preferable.
All we know
is he's off kilter.
Yeah, so I'm definitely suffering a little bit, but not enough to leave the top 5 hanging out to dry. So this week, I opened it up with the talk of the Star Wars town, as it would be. And this is Mr. Rampo himself, C-3PO from this leak.
Before we get into it, Nick, and I know, I'm trust me, I'm not going to be my typical gas bag this week, so we can get you out of here, but I have coined the term Rampo. I'm taking credit for it. It is what it is. If you're unfamiliar, I mean, we had this poster leak this week that showed C-3PO holding Chewbacca's bowcaster and wearing his bandolier. So I went ahead and have dubbed this version of Goldenrod Rampo, which is a mix of Rambo and C-3PO, just in case you didn't figure it out.
I think that's some top-notch wordplay there by Matt.
Exactly. Thank you.
I mean, so the shot itself is actually pretty funny. You see like a giant, basically what you see is like sparks in the background, almost like something is exploded behind him or somebody shooting at
Right, this is coming
Rampo.
from Woody Wars. This is a
Woody
new
Wars,
account I
yes.
found this week. Woody Wars. I like it because I think Woody stems from Toy Story Woody. That's my guy. But yeah, Woody Wars, a new account. So check them out. Woody_Wars. But go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so we see C-3PO, and it's an action shot. You don't see many action shots of C-3PO, considering he's never in action.
I mean, honestly, Nick, you shouldn't see any action shots of C-3PO because he's not an action type of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so seeing him...
He's a protocol droid.
He's definitely not programmed. I mean, if we go back to... I mean, by all means, you know I hate doing this, but going back to Attack of the Clones, you know, he was not comfortable being controlled by the body of an attack droid.
You're right. That's
that's
probably the most action-oriented C-3PO has been.
Yeah, and it wasn't
AOTC.
even fully himself. He was like part B1 and part himself. Like, it was a joke.
Okay,
but,
give me a second here. I know I don't want to do too many tangents for you, but I saw a meme this week where it was essentially comparing in Attack of the Clones. I mean, C-3PO, he gets separated from his body. His head ends up on a battle droid, B-1 battle droid body, and his body gets a B-1 battle droid head. And so this is gonna suck because again, it's a podcast. It's not imagery, but someone did a meme where they compared two highlighters, where they switched the cap of the highlighter between the two, and they're like, look, it's the same thing.
Basically.
Yes, essentially say if I took a yellow highlighter and a pink highlighter and took the yellow cap and put it on the pink cap and the pink cap on the yellow cap, that's what George achieved with the C-3PO switch in AOTC.
That is what he went for, and that's what he achieved. I mean, he got the gag that he wanted to out of it, I think
the best part is when R2 shoots that little suction cup on his head and drags it out of the fucking sand.
Pops his head off of the
again,
B1
R2,
body.
my boy.
Good
He's always
stuff.
taking care of that fucking protocol droid asshole.
Oh, God, yeah. But this shot by Woody Wars, like you said, it's a really fun shot, and I thought it was really appropriate to put it in this week's cast, given the poster leak and given, the hype around this possible action-oriented version of C-3PO that we could see based off of this poster in Episode 9. So I thought that was a good way to kick it off.
Coming from, I do the toy thing myself. I don't even know. I didn't even know that you could pose C-3PO in this way. He's a very, rigid figure, as you would imagine. He's a fucking droid. It's not like he's got the same articulation in the elbow joints that a human would. So, to me, as someone that shoots toys, that's probably the most impressive aspect of this shot is that Woody Wars somehow made C-3PO look like he can be posed outside of just standing there with his arms, cockeyed in a 90-degree angle.
Yeah. So overall, it actually does look like he can do some moving and some shooting.
Yeah, he looks pretty athletic. C-3PO looks like he could definitely fuck some shit up the way Woody Wars portrayed him. So excellent shot there, Woody.
100%. So next up, we have a shot from True Perry. So there's some extra letters in here. So it's TRUU.
Well, let's say it the way it's spelled out. True Perry.
True. Yes. Matt had a way better enunciation on that than me. But I thought that this was just a solid Obi-Wan Kenobi, old Obi-Wan. So this is episode 4 Obi-Wan shot.
Classic.
Yeah.
We're talking Alec Guinness level shit. Like, sir, this is essentially Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, this isn't prequel Obi-Wan.
Not
even
nighttime. I'm talking KNIGHT. Like
official.
Sir Alec motherfucking Guinness.
Yes, officially knighted by the Queen herself. Knight, not Jedi Knight either. Obi-Wan was a Jedi Knight
motherfucker
far
had
before this.
a saber rested on his shoulders. Like, I dubbed the Sir Alec motherfucking Guinness.
Yes. So this shot is essentially, the way that I look at it is it's like the shot before the blast doors open when Vader walks in. So Obi-Wan's standing there. He has his, actually, I flipped that the wrong way because Vader was already in the room. But if it was like Obi-Wan walking in with his lightsaber ignited, he's in like a shadowed hallway. He's clearly within the Death Star. You can tell by the walls in the background.
Yep.
So it's almost like him stalking these corridors with his lightsaber drawn, ready for a fight in case one were to break out while he's going through his stealth mission to turn off the tractor beam.
It's a very moody take on what the Death Star looked like in A New Hope. Obviously the Death Star was not lit this way in A New Hope.
No, it's very bright.
It's pretty bright. But that's why I like this shot from True Perry. It's the lighting is masterful. Those of you that are keeping score, this, I believe, is the Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars Black Series body, but it's definitely a custom robe, and it's definitely a custom head sculpt. That is a money head sculpt, a money robe. One of the biggest issues with robes, especially from Hasbro, is that they're kind of fucking cheap. All right? People that collect Hasbro Black Series 6 inches, you know what I'm talking about. Their robes are made out of basically shit cloth, and the way the hood works is it's like, you basically have to have fucking magic to get the hood to pose properly. that's why I can tell in this shot from Troopery is that this dude has gone the next level, and he has custom robe, custom head, which just makes everything even more perfect. I mean, to me, Nick, the first thing that drew me to this shot was the lighting.
Yeah.
Second thing was the custom clothes, and obviously it's just a well-framed shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful shot. The one thing that did stand out to me, and I don't know if you're gonna see this the same way I do, Matt, but if you look at the shadow,
yes.
It looks like Dark Helmet from Spaceballs because the head is so
I did not
super
see Dark Helmet, but it plays into my initial wow, this is a great shot, and it really was based on the lighting. Because I mean, I play with toy photography. I dabble. I try. And I do appreciate you, Everything Kylo, for saying that I should share some of my shots on Star Wars Time. I refuse to do it. That would be up to Nick if he wants to feature it throughout the week. I'm not going to share myself. Ain't going to happen. But it just, lighting to me is everything.
Yeah. And
I really think even if you don't have a great figure, if you can get some pretty fantastic lighting going on, either through shadows or colors, you can really kind of amplify that figure and shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So well done by True Perry. Just a fantastic shot, and Matt broke it down for you pretty exquisitely. Gave some behind the scenes stuff that I definitely would not have been able to call out. So that's why he's here, and I'm just here to show you some pretty looking pictures.
Again, Nick, that's why they pay me the big bucks at Star Wars Time.
Oh yeah. You get the higher salary for sure.
Yeah, I'm making about 10 cents a week, and you're making about a nickel.
Yeah. I mean, it's deserved.
Big time.
All right. Next up, this was a fun shot for me.
This is my boy, by the way. I'm a huge fan of first off, the name.
Yeah, Manny Bothans.
Do you know what he bases that off of?
No. I mean, I know what it's based off of.
Right,
Manny
but
Bothans
you almost have to go
example.
click on his profile link and then check the YouTube link in his profile, because it's literally just a clip of Mon Mothma saying, "Manny Bothans died for this."
Oh my god!
And he's right. It really does sound like she says Manny Bothans.
Yeah, like Manny.
Anyways,
Bothans.
go ahead.
He
I'm
died.
glad you picked this because I'm a big fan of his real name's Alonzo. He's a good Star Wars fan. He'll be at Celebration. Maybe we'll run into him. But go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a shot of basically the way that it looks for me is that Boba Fett is just tearing apart every other bounty hunter, every other famous bounty hunter you've ever seen in the Star Wars galaxy.
No,
So
yeah,
it's
you're dead. I mean, dude, the caption basically says his caption.
At the end of the day, only one of us is getting paid, is what it says.
Exactly. And I think that's spot on. I mean, for a bounty hunter, when it comes down to it, do you really think Boba Fett gives a shit about Dengar, Bosk, IG, or Zuckuss?
Yeah. It's just, you could see all of them. It's so funny. He doesn't care. If they're going after the same mark, they will kill each other to get the money. Like, they're not friends. Bounty hunters are all about the cash. And it's shown here. It's so fun because in the background, it's hilarious. You have two of them just flying in the back. You have a giant fire. Dengar's on his knees. Bosk's got his head in the sand. And then Zuckuss is sitting there looking like he's kissing Bosk's ass. And then Boba's got a gun to his head. And then the two in the back, it's IG. And then that's Forlom in the back right. Did I flip him? Okay, I flipped him then.
Yeah, Forlom's the guy sucking ass.
Yep, I flipped him.
But to me, what works in this shot is the posing.
Yeah, it's
it's something that I've said before on this cast. I mean, I do toy photography, but I think I am better at just straight portraits, which is, in my opinion, basic. You know, just straight up, here they are. They're locked in a pose. Doesn't look like they're moving or doing anything crazy. Where Manny here, I mean, he's posing in a way that elicits this alive feel, this action set piece feel to it, and you can really feel Boba essentially fucking everyone up, saying, "I am the supreme bounty hunter, bitches."
Yeah, and he's even got his cape flying in the wind here.
Yeah,
too.
like so. If you go check out Manny's account, I believe he did a BTS for this, so you can see it. Dude shoots it in his backyard up against a fence. I mean, this is nothing special. I mean, he's got some fireworks in there, some fire, like legit, just lights fires. I mean, it's funny his setup. Like he's got like knick-knacky cardboard and styrofoam stacked up to block the natural sun. I mean, this is stuff we go through as toy photographers, is figuring out, especially people like myself and Manny, where we're. I'll talk for myself. I don't want to talk for anyone else. I'm as far from you're going to get from a professional. I have no professional education in digital photography, design, nothing. I just pull shit out of my ass, and sometimes it looks like I pull my ass. Sometimes it looks like I may know what I'm doing. But in the end, I appreciate setups, and I really appreciate posing, especially figures of this quality, these $20 figures. I mean, because sometimes it's hard to get them to bend the way you want them to bend.
Yeah. Yeah, but
so, good job, Manny, a.k.a. Alonzo. You enjoy your Jedi Master VIP badge at Celebration, you motherfucker.
I saw that, yeah. Congratulations on securing one of those bad boys.
Wow, it ain't that hard. You just got to fork out like $800.
Yeah, a lot of dough. A lot of dough for that. All right, so next up, we have a
big
shot.
one here, Nick. This is, this is just fantastic.
Oh yeah, this is an incredible Grievous shot from Tiny Epic Photos. I mean, very good name, by the way, because it encapsulates exactly what this image shows you. It is an epic shot of Grievous jumping. I mean, like you can see his foot claws are like out and reaching. He's got all 4 of his lightsabers ignited and jumping towards 2 Republic soldiers, getting ready to essentially chop them down with one single blow. I mean, the way everything about this shot was very, very cool. I mean, the lighting, it's everything.
Again, we used this term a lot last week. Not the random belch there, but this is Titties McGee. This is what we call a titty level shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just stunning. I mean, Tiny Epic Photos, a.k.a. Dan Leonard. I mean, we got the atmosphere aerosol going on. We got fantastic-looking photoshopped or whatever lightsabers. The posing is great. The lighting is great. I mean, you really just feel Grievous doing this ninja-style quad saber jump on, it looks like, Wolf and Rex, 2 of our favorite clones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there's so many things that stand out about this shot, but the overall composition and the action that it captures is fantastic, and that's what really kind of drew me to this one. Is just, you rarely, well, one, I think this may be the first ever image that we have that features General Grievous, and 2, you rarely ever see him in a pose like this. I mean, yeah, we saw him fighting in the prequel movies, but I mean, this is a truly fantastic.
Yeah, it's a shot where you can almost envision what's going to happen next. I mean, he's going to claw Wolf and Clody with his feet. Not Clody, but Cody.
Yeah.
He's going to claw him down to the ground and then take a slash of his arms and literally dice him in half.
Oh, yeah, exactly. There is no escaping from this for either one of these troopers.
It's a majestic level shot. I mean, Tiny Epic, it's fucking, like I said, this is Titties McGee.
Beautiful
Titties
stuff.
McGee.
So, the final of the top 5 goes to Fred's Figs _ the DLC.
I for some reason I really like that handle. I don't know why, but it's just funny.
It is. It's a solid handle. Like, Fred's Figs, the DLC.
Especially if you're like a gamer, I guess that may resonate more with you.
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
DLC
all right,
part,
Fred's Figs,
sure.
And now he's got some DLC.
Yeah, he's giving you extra content. That's what the DLC is. He's giving you extra content on top.
You subscribe and you're gonna get a little kickback.
Yeah,
little reach around, as we may say sometimes.
So this I would say is actually a little bit different than shots that I typically pick. Like, usually we have some sort of like action oriented, some like a really stark, portrait, something like that. I thought that this was a little different. also a very poignant shot. It is a silhouetted image of Kanan and Hera from Star Wars Rebels in a very close, not quite embrace, but it's definitely a loving kind of pose that they're in with each other. Like Kanan's kind of looking down at her, and Hera's kind of like her head is slightly tilted up, and this looks like a moment that could culminate in a kiss. And I just thought it was a very nice shot, and it's very different than anything that we usually share here in the top 5. So I wanted to, bring a little bit of variety. Not everything has to be explosions and lightsabers and action. Star Wars is, has a lot of loving moments in it. I mean, Han and Leia in the original trilogy. You have the attempt at Anakin and Padme in the prequel trilogy.
Okay, yeah, I know. I know we got to bring it up because they did birth two of the most iconic characters in Star Wars franchise history, but in terms of love stories, man, that shit in AOTC is a disaster.
It was not great. Focusing
on this image, as Nick said, one of the better love stories in Star Wars was Kanan and Hera.
Yeah.
I mean, they really didn't pay off on it until the last season of Rebels, and obviously the tragic end to that, but this is definitely up there with Han and Leia in my opinion, and I love this shot and the way Fred's figs just create a silhouette out of it. I mean, I assume there's a big light behind the figures, and that's it. That creates a silhouette effect, and then obviously you get the very nice frames of the characters. You don't see their faces or anything or details, but you know who they are based on their silhouette. And that's why I mean, obviously I shared it. It's as Nick said, it's not a typical action-oriented fireworks, crazy-ass posing, but it is still, in its own right, a stellar Star Wars toy photography shot.
Absolutely. So that wraps up our top 5 for this week. So we got Fred's Figs DLC. You got Tiny Epic Photos. Then Manny Bothans. True Perry. And then we have
Manny Bothans died for this.
It was so good. So good. And then Woody Wars. So make sure to give all those guys a follow, guys or gals. I don't know what their genders are, on Instagram. And then also, if you want to keep up or you want to get featured in our top 5, follow us at Star Wars Time Show on Instagram.
Yep.
Hashtag
tag,
Star Wars
do whatever
Time
you got.
Show.
Hashtag Star Wars Time Show or just straight tag. We have seen the uptick in them, or I have at least, because I kind of do the curation of the account, and Nick kind of does the top 5 picking. But I'm seeing it. I mean, we're getting some really great comments now. We're getting more and more artists that are hashtagging or just straight tagging their photos. Trust me, that goes a long way for us. It makes us feel like you guys are listening and you're appreciating what we're doing, which just means we're gonna do more of it. So keep at it. We're seeing it. We're loving it. We appreciate those of you that have listened and have left us feedback. I mean, honestly, that's what we live for. That's what we need. That's the only way we're going to get better, or that's the only way we're going to know that we should just slit our throats and quit.
Yeah.
Right?
We're all learning.
We're not doing this for fun. We're doing this to become fucking famous.
We want to be internet famous, everybody. That's what we're going for here.
We're not going to hide it. We're narcissists. We know we're the best.
You gotta
make us the best.
You gotta be a little narcissistic to do on average. I mean, this week we did not do our Resistance recap. We gave it a little week off because Resistance has wrapped up. But next week we'll be back with our top 10 moments from Resistance on Tuesday.
Did you see the Resistance gang had their season 1 rap party? I don't know if you checked out Mr. Christopher Sean's account this week, but he was dropping photos from the rap so you could see basically all the humans that voiced our lovely characters.
Yeah. See, that's wonderful. I love
That's
that.
Why I like the guy. I mean, he still shows over. We're not pumping it up as much as we used to. He's still dipping into Star Wars Time Show IG and leaving a comment or liking. So
that's beautiful.
We're awesome. He's awesome. You'll be awesome if you get with our awesome. You hear me?
Yep.
Thank you. Back. All right, Nick, let's move on to your last topic of the night. And this was probably the biggest drop of the week in terms of Star Wars Episode 9 news. I wouldn't say it's news. It's more a rumor/speculation piece. But we got this graphic, Nick, that someone on Reddit said, hey, this is a poster leak. I called it a retail poster. I absolutely do not think this is a theatrical poster in the least. I mean, it's clearly is not. I mean, it's blurry as hell, and as Nick has said offline, it looks like fucking garbage for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily discounting that, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and just say this is bullshit. All the art in it is bullshit. It's complete fake. I do believe these are legit assets for episode 9. I mean, you're not going to have a fan that's cooking this shit up. You could have a fan that somehow got their hands on these assets and, you know, cut them all out and use Photoshop to weave them all into a coherent looking poster. But this is not something that someone in their basement pulled out of their ass.
Okay, yeah. So I'll agree with you there that I do think that they're all assets that have come from somewhere. So like you mentioned offline, like the pose that Rey is in, we haven't really seen before. We've seen her.
I mean, Kylo. Look at the Knights of Ren. I mean, even the Knights of Ren, we haven't seen that grouping before.
Yeah. So it's
Zori. We haven't fucking seen Zori. We haven't even fucking talked about Zori.
Yeah. So Kerry Russell's character has popped up via this poster, and then also fucking Matt's gonna talk about. There was a character leak with Zori and then Janna as well, which is Naomi Aki's character.
You got that orange slug dude behind dreaded Finn.
Yeah.
So anyways, what we're talking about, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you've seen this. I mean, it was the episode 9 poster leak that dropped earlier this week. I already put out my rant video. So, I mean, really the only reason I wanted to talk about this is to obviously discuss with my homeboy Nick, because I don't know if it's where his mind's at right now, but when he saw it initially, he reacted to it like I typically react to stuff. I mean, he essentially channeled my dark side energy this week.
Oh, yeah.
He's been channeling it for a while. Like, I almost think Nick is wanting to cross over to the dark side. As hard as it may be for him.
He
basically was like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. Why did you even put this in our fucking feed?
This was okay. So here's my main. Here's my main problem with it is that it looks like complete and utter garbage.
It's a disaster in terms of design.
Yeah, like if this is a retail poster, then whoever came up with this idea needs to be fired because nobody would ever buy this. Like this is the worst composed poster I've ever seen in my life. There's so much garbage that is on here that you have nothing to focus on. Like clearly Rey and Kylo are your two focus points, but like Matt was saying, you have a random ass alien that we've only ever seen in
I've never even seen the motherfucker. I don't know where you've seen him. I haven't.
Yeah, like that. I think it was in like when we got that release of like the 20 images or something like that.
But again, why would he get as much billing as Finn?
Yeah, exactly. And then fucking okay.
Where's Leia? Where's R2? Where's Rose?
Like any of the fucking top, I don't know, man. It's just, there's so much shit on it. It doesn't make any sense. And then we come to Rampo. And so,
well, here's the deal, Nick, because initially I was like you when I saw this. When I first saw C-3PO as Rampo.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's complete trash.
But with a little, a lot of people have forgotten these days, especially in America. I mean, we have search engines, right?
Yeah.
So if you do question your reality, you can always just go and try to fact check shit. So I did. I kind of researched this, and lo and behold, there have been rumors that C-3PO will be sporting some weaponry. In particular, the bowcaster.
I mean, it's so
even our buddies. Not that we know them, but I mean, they're kind of the main leakers of anything making Star Wars movies. Making Star Wars, pretty much said like, "Hey, yeah, we've heard this for months now."
Okay, if I just have
so again, I do think that's an official image.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate because first. Okay, I can get it if you want to give them some sort of weaponry, but like you can't all of a sudden. I mean, we'll see if it's in the movie. We'll see how it turns out, but it just doesn't make sense to me that you make C-3PO, who has always been a very robotic and stiff protocol droid into a warfighter. I mean, he has Rey's bow staff on over his shoulder. And like,
you know what? I didn't even fucking recognize that. Good
that
call.
almost looks like it's just fucking stuck in there. Like I didn't notice it until recently.
Here's what I'm thinking. If this is real, and I do contend again, I don't think someone photoshopped their poses. No, there's no way. It'd be impossible. I'm thinking maybe he's just like bringing stuff to battle or something.
It could be.
I mean, he's almost like a pack mule.
It could definitely be that. One thing I do want to point out is he must have gotten an arm replacement because he does not have his red arm anymore.
Well, he didn't have his red arm in TLJ.
Did he not? I haven't watched it recently. Okay.
Right, well,
I guess Ryan
lash yourself 20 times after this and rewatch it.
Yeah, I guess Ryan just like decided to. Did we ever get an explanation? I guess they just
replaced
it.
It got explained in a one-off comic why he had a red arm.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. I knew why he had it, but I didn't know if they
it was
went
just
over why he.
It was one of those things like, who gives a shit? It's C-3PO. He has a red arm. Who gives a fuck? Now he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just look at this and it just looks like complete trash. That's my main issue. I hope they don't release this to the public in any form or fashion because it would be embarrassing. I guess I do appreciate all of the things that are on it, though, like all the individual elements.
Right. So that's where I was coming from. So when Nick initially was like, hey, go fuck yourself, this is stupid, you're an idiot, I was like, okay, I understand it might not be Lucasfilm ready. But in the end, as I've said a few times, these are official images.
Yeah.
The poster itself, highly unlikely this is official. If it is, like Nick said, this is definitely a Walmart level poster.
Yeah, it's like
maybe
a
dollar store.
Yeah, exactly.
But these are, in my opinion, 100% Episode 9 images.
Yeah.
Either shit that they had the actors pose in to take character photos or snaps on set. Everything in here is fucking legit.
Yeah. So
the composition, highly questionable.
Definitely highly questionable. And I mean,
but I'm telling you right now, everything in here, I believe you'll see in Episode 9.
Yeah. So I mean,
you even got Kylo's busted helmet.
Yeah, you got the
like I said, new
poses
on the Knights of Ren.
Yep.
You got the Red Troopers.
So there's there's definitely some good things
Zori's
here.
a big giveaway. Jaina's a big giveaway.
Yeah.
The Y-Wing has been teased to be seen. The Orange X-Wing has been teased to be seen. Slug Boy by Finn, we've seen in other leaks.
Yeah.
So I agree with Nick 100%. I would not want this as the main poster. I'm looking at my wall right now, my basement. If you've watched any of my videos on YouTube, on Star Wars Time Show's YouTube channel, you've seen my basement. It's completely littered in Star Wars art. I have no wall remaining outside of one space left for the Episode 9 poster.
Yeah, this would be a tragic edition. Yeah,
I would not hang this poster.
I would hang this over my toilet. Like, that's where this would go.
Yeah,
this would be a
as I said,
poster.
This is something you buy at Walmart, Odd Lots, Big Lots, fucking dollar stores.
Yeah, but like we were saying, good
imagery, I do contend, is 100% authentic.
Yeah, I'll agree with that because we have heard rumors and or seen other imagery that is similar for all of these characters outside of Zori, because we have seen something for Jana, however you want to say it, Naomi Aki's character, but Zori's
like the one thing I want to focus on. But Nick's under the weather; he's got to roll, so I'm gonna pick up that conversation here in a little bit. But man,
so Matt,
what the fuck is this person? What is she doing?
What would you do if they came out and this was the poster, except they put like a dark filter over it? It's just like black filter to where it's not so like bright and weird looking.
No,
and they were like, well, this is your official poster.
Dude, I'm with you 100%. Like it's wonky as hell.
Yeah.
Even if you throw in the fucking Star Wars logo with the movie title, it still doesn't really work.
No. It's just, man,
It is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It is styled in the way of the Last Jedi poster.
It is, yeah. It's got it's definitely styled after most of the Star Wars posters.
I mean,
because you have like your flanks, everybody's on the sides.
Right. You have your
two main
prominent
characters.
draws, like you said, Rey and Kylo, and then you have your subs that flank it. I mean, this is. I mean, whoever faked it did a great job faking it. You just got to question what they included and what they left out.
Yeah. Also,
but in the end, like I said, I mean, 100%, every image in here, I believe, is Episode 9 authentic.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. So it's going to be very interesting to see
there's
the
some
official
people
poster.
saying that Rey's lightsaber's white now.
I don't see it as white. I mean, like it's definitely blown out. The color's blown out because of the quality of the photo,
Right,
but you can still see like the blue outline around it. Even
I
then.
wouldn't mind if it went white.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd be totally fine with it. I mean,
cool.
like, I would prefer not to see it blue if it was like white
I'm
or
with
a
you.
different
Like,
color.
I mean, if we're like literally trying, as Disney has said, to separate from the Skywalkers and what we know about Jedi, let's break free of the fucking. You can only have blue, green, or red, or if you're Sam Jackson, you can get fucking purple and fuck everything up.
Yeah, just give her fucking pink or yellow or, orange, whatever color she wants. What's Rey's favorite color? Sand brown? Make that her fucking lightsaber color.
I would be down with a Rey full white lightsaber, though. I think that'd be tits.
That would be dope because it would match. It would go so well with the full white outfit.
Right. She's just
rocking.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck this Skywalker crystal.
The purest of the pure. I think the
else.
crystal was broken in half, though. I think that was
you
why,
would you would think so. You would think it got somewhat damaged, but
yeah.
I mean, so far, I mean, hopefully in 2 weeks. I mean, not hopefully. I can tell you right now, I already took it to the bank weeks ago. At this point, I'm now going to take it to the bank. These motherfuckers are sitting on the title too.
Oh yeah,
I really think Friday of Celebration is going to be the full on. Here's Episode 9, the title, the trailer. Fucking fire hose style.
Oh yeah, it's
we're
gonna
be
be
sitting there with our mouths open, like just getting fucking blown away with intense Star Wars Episode 9 news information.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we got 11 days, a little bit, 13
it's like
days
tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, we're like little less than 2 weeks away from kickoff of Star Wars Celebration. Matt and I will be there.
I'm excited, but I'm starting to get fucking stressed out because I know how much shit's going to come out. And the way I am, regardless of, I understand we're somewhat new. No one's going to be reading our coverage anyways, but I'm going to feel a burning desire to get every fucking new release, new information, drops, whatever, out as soon as possible, and that's like eating me up inside right now.
Yeah, we'll
like
figure
Friday
out
to me, I think is going to be awesome, but it's going to be a fucking grind for us.
Yeah, I feel like we discussed this before. We might have to have a writer that is sequestered away, and then we may have to have an attendee who's like feeding information.
I mean, dude, Friday right now, I envision we're gonna the panel's gonna go down early, mid-afternoon. You're going to get a trailer. We're going to have to fucking screenshot the trailer. We're going to have to do screens from the trailer. We're going to have to break down every screen from the trailer. And then we're going to have to do a fucking podcast on the fucking trailer. And this is all going to be remote shit. So it's going to sound like crap, but we're going to do it. I mean, we're going to Celebration to fucking work. We're going to work, and then we're going to party. That's how I'm going to do it. I don't know how Nick's going to do it. Who knows if he's even going to be alive by then. But I'm going to fucking bust my ass during the day to work, get shit out, and then come nighttime, I'm getting fucked up.
Yep. That's how we
Because it's
gotta
going
do it.
to be a grind, but the grind I live for.
It should be a fun time. And with that said, everybody, I'm going to leave
He's
you
out.
in the capable hands of
He's
Mr.
out
Matt
here.
Hayward. I am going to go lay down and take some sort of medication to make myself
He's
feel
going to
numb.
go meditate like Yoda.
Yes, I need to go into a full healing meditative trance to shake this illness off. But you
All
guys
right,
are
buddy.
in good
Well,
hands.
I thank you for at least firing things up as you're feeling a little under the weather to get through those topics. I will carry the torch forward to get through the rest of our topics. I don't think it's going to be as exciting as if you were here to listen to my rants, but I get it. So may the force be with you, Nick.
May the force be with you, sir, and take these good people on a wonderful
You
jump
got
through
it.
hyperspace.
Just make sure to kill your mic feed and all that so I'm not distracted.
Will do. See you later.
All right, buddy. All right, that's Nick, people. He's out of here. He's going to go meditate, get better. He's going to do his humana, and focus on the force to become one with it. All right, so moving on, my friends. Don't worry. We got more topics to go. We're going to continue on with these Episode 9 leaks because we also got a set of character shots, which kind of further expands on some of the characters featured in the poster, but you get a little bit better idea or picture of what they look like. So the characters that were featured were Lando, Chewbacca, Rey, Poe, Finn, Zori, and Jaina. So obviously Lando, I mean, he looks like the Lando we talked about when we introduced the leak a few months back. He's essentially wearing the exact same clothes that young Lando was wearing when we first met him in Solo. So that's fantastic. The only difference now is he has a cane to complement the cape and his scarf. We also got a shot of Chewbacca. It's Chewbacca. Not much to talk about. He's fucking furry, he's tall, and he's got a bowcaster. Then we got Rey, who's in kind of her all-white Jedi outfit. Obviously, she's got some leather straps on her bicep belt. And to me, again, it looks like she's whipping a blue lightsaber. We got Poe, who is literally dressed just like Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. It's not even close. This is a dead-on recreation of Nathan Drake in Star Wars. Then you got our boy Finn. He definitely has some little mini dreads. He almost has Han Solo style pants on, but then he's whipping a vest and a shirt. So I guess he is almost gone full Han Solo in his design. But to me, the most interesting look is for the last two characters we got, which would be Zori and Jaina. So Zori is rumored to be the character that Kerry Russell's playing. Supposedly, she's a bounty hunter, and she looks like a bounty hunter. I mean, honestly, she kind of looks like a cross between Zam Wessel, the Rocketeer, and Tally from the Mass Effect video game franchise. So if you play that franchise, you should hopefully be able to cook up some imagery of what that looks like. But that's essentially what this Zori character looks like. I mean, so is she a bounty hunter? If she is, who's she working for? First Order Resistance. Regardless of faction, what is she hired to hunt down? I mean, is she looking for Rey? Is she looking for an artifact? Who knows? But it's a very cool-looking costume. I definitely dig it. The helmet is way out there. I mean, like I said, this is where the Rocketeer influence comes in. But there's even a little Daft Punk going on with Zori, so who knows? I like the mystery still surrounding this character. We don't know if she's good or bad, if she's related to any of the characters we know, right? Existing characters, who knows? But it was a great look at Zori. I mean, as I said, very Zam Wessel-like. I don't know if it's the purple outfit or what, but I got some Zam Wessel from her as well. And then, like I said, we also get this Jaina character who I believe is the Naomi Aki, the actress playing the character. And I would assume she's going to be Resistance because she kind of is wearing those earth tones that the Resistance has been seen to be sporting in Episode 9. But the interesting thing with her, she has a bow, like a legit bow, not a bow caster, but a bow, like arrow bow, Green Arrow style. I mean, it even has an arrow, so I don't know if it's shooting lasers or what, but I like seeing that too because you have to question, what is this Jaina character going to be doing? Is she someone the Resistance meets, or is she part of the Resistance? Or is she a bad girl? Who knows? So, yeah, I mean, those were kind of cool. So, in addition to the Episode 9 leak, which, as when Nick was on, we discussed, it looked a little wonky, but I do believe the imagery was at least official. Here again, I think this imagery is official as well, so you do get a few more detailed looks at a couple characters. All right, so moving on, I want to do one more piece on that Episode 9 leak, and it's just, again, to highlight the awesomeness that is the Star Wars fan artist community. In particular, the toy photography universe. Early in our segment, you heard Nick and I were talking about, Woody's homage to Rampo. Well, I want to bring up a few other artists that literally jumped on the Rampo stuff immediately. I mean, they didn't even take 12 hours to cook up some Rampo shots. All right, so, I mean, these are people we've shared on the Star Wars Time Show IG, so you can check them out there. Hopefully, we'll have the post linked within the podcast itself. But anyways, the first feature I want to go over is from our buddy at Work More or Less on Instagram. So, at Work More or Less. His name's Jason. He's a designer by trade. He's a professional designer. But he, in my opinion, made one of the greatest Rampo homages of the week. I mean, he's got it on like kind of a stylized poster. It's definitely an action figure. He's got the bowcaster, the bandolier, and Work More or Less went as far to even give the movie a title. And he's calling it Star Wars: The Protocol Vendetta, which just adds even more awesomeness to this picture. So, love what Jason did here with Rampo. I think it's a perfect recreation of what we could see in the movie, and I kind of dig it. I mean, I dig Jason's take more than what we saw in the poster, so way to go, Work More or Less. Next one, we also have a new account that we haven't really talked about before in the Star Wars Time Show, and this comes from Action Figure Noob. And he did more of an action scene. So he's got some fallen First Order troopers. He's got C-3PO. He's got Finn and Poe in here. And this really vibrant orange tone to it. And again, it just looks like C-3PO is going ham on some motherfuckers. So great work from Brian over at Action Figure Noob. And then finally, we got another image. This one's kind of a portrait-style shot from Mark Walker Photo. And again, it just perfectly exemplifies what you would think Rampo would look like if you could shoot him in real life. I mean, Mark, he got some rain effects in there. It adds a nice touch to it. He's got some nice kind of green and blue tone coloring going on. But to me, it was a great representation of what Rampo could look like. So kudos to at Work More or Less, at Action Figure Noob, and of course at Mark Walker Photo. So check those out. We'll have them linked in the post that will accompany this podcast on StarWarsTime.net. All right, so kind of getting out of the toy photography, the art, fandom segment of the show, we're going to talk about a few new news items that popped up throughout the week. First up, we got a new update in Star Wars Battlefront 2. The update was called Capital Supremacy. And really, to me, the coolest thing about this update was the trailer that released for it, because if you're a fan of the Clone Wars series, you'll instantly recognize what DICE and EA were doing in this trailer. They took the same narrator, and he essentially laid out the events, the timeline of everything that's been going on in the Clone Wars, at least in respects to Battlefront 2's version of the Clone Wars. It was just fantastic. And then when that's over, of course, the trailer goes into more informative stuff like, hey, this is the update, this is the new map, this is what you can do. So if you're still playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 and you haven't seen the trailer, please check it out. We got it on StarWarsTime.net. But if you are playing it, you already have been experiencing this Capital Supremacy update, which adds essentially a ground warfare to ship warfare mechanic to the new Geonosian arena. You got a new map, a new location on the map at least to play with too, and I believe some new characters were added in, like some of the droids on the Separatist army. So to me, the best part is the trailer, just because you have that Clone Wars homage to how the Clone Wars episodes would open with the narration and just kind of a quick cut of the story so far. This is what's happening in the Clone Wars. But if you're playing it, obviously you got a lot of new free content to mess around with this week. See how quick things go when it's just one of us? I do miss having my co-host, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do when it's Star Wars time, right? Because there's always time for Star Wars time. So we got to do what we got to do. All right, up next, we got some more details on one of these Star Wars Galaxy Edge novels that we'll be releasing to really help flesh out the lore of the Galaxy's Edge theme parks that are opening this summer at the Disney locations here in the U.S. Again, I believe the one in California is opening May 31st, and then the one in Florida will be opening August 29th. That's the Galaxy's Edge at the respective Disney locations across the country. So, we at least got the cover image of a book that's coming out to support. It's going to be a prequel for Galaxy's Edge. It's called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Black Spire. It's written by Delilah S. Dawson. And the book is essentially going to tell how the Resistance learned of Batuu and the Black Spire outpost. It's going to focus on a character called V. Muradi, who's essentially Leia's top spy in the Resistance. And she's going to be the one that stumbles upon Batuu and this Black Spire outpost. So, again, we love world building at Star Wars time. We love lore. We love when things kind of get filled in that may not be a primetime movie or AAA video game, comic book, whatever you want to say. So, am I going to read this? No, I don't like to read. If there's an audio version, maybe I'll throw it on there, but I don't even like to do that. I'm a huge talk radio guy. I mean, I love Howard Stern. Love some sports talk, so I don't know. I don't really listen to books on tape either. But being the junkie I am, I may need to kind of dive into some of this prequel lore before I make my first epic visit to Galaxy's Edge, which probably not going to happen in 2019. It's probably going to be down the road, maybe let some of the luster wear off a bit, but I want to do it to the nines. I mean, I'm talking staying in the Star Wars themed hotel, basically fast passing this, VIP and that. I mean, we're talking well over $6,000 to go to Galaxy's Edge, probably closer to 10. I'm going to do it. That's why I feel like I should check out this Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Black Spire from Delilah Dawson. All right, moving on. Man, I feel like it's rapid pace these days, but you know what? Hey, I could kind of use an early night myself, so here we go. We got another Star Wars Celebration announcement in terms of a special guest, as well as a reveal of the next set of exclusive pins you can collect. So let's start with the guest. Finally, Anthony Daniels confirmed that he will be at the Star Wars Celebration 2019. He's going to be at the Episode 9 panel, and I believe over the weekend he's going to be doing, signings, special events, meet and greets. So if you want to meet Goldenrod in real life, go for it. I highly recommend it. At Star Wars Celebration 2, the first Star Wars Celebration I went to, my buddy and I, we attended a big panel. This is back before celebrations were cool, and you could basically get in the panels without waiting hours and hours and hours and hours, or doing virtual queues or lotteries, this, that, and the other thing. But, we got a pretty close seat, and Daniels, he was there. He's wearing his all gold sequin jacket, repping Goldenrod like a pimp. And he literally came right up to me. He's like, are you scared of me? And I'm like, actually, no, I'm not at all, Anthony. And, he had a laugh on it. The people had a laugh on it. But so that's my one interaction with Star Wars royalty. Either way, Anthony Daniels, a.k.a. Goldenrod, a.k.a. Mr. Protocol himself, will be at Star Wars Celebration Chicago. You can check out the main site for all the details. We also got a new set of 8 exclusive pins you'll be able to pick up. And these ones are only going to be at specific booths. So you got an AT-AT driver. He's going to be at the Bandai Namco booth. You got a TIE Fighter pilot. He's going to be at the Heroes and Villains booth. You got a Clone Trooper. He's going to be at the EFX Collectibles booth. You have a Sabine Wren. And honestly, the logo now is escaping me. I don't know what brand she's going to be at, but she's going to be at booth 4018 and 4318. Then you got Ahsoka Tano. She's going to be at the Funko booth. You got Rose, she's going to be at the FYE booth. You got Leia from A New Hope, she's going to be at the Kodo booth. And then you have Mace, and he's going to be at the Kodo Bukaya booth. So, if you're one of these Celebration pin collectors, obviously you want to get on this stuff. You want to map out your journey and figure out the times you need to be at these booths and if they're going to sell out, this, that, and the other thing. But, honestly, these 8 pins look fantastic. I try not to collect more than I already collect. But if someone said, what else would you want to collect from Star Wars? It probably would be pin sets like this. All right, so rounding off to our last topic of the night, and this is another Star Wars Celebration 2019 announcement, and this thing's going to be epic. So we got to reveal today that at Star Wars Celebration, there's going to be a 10-foot tall, 88-foot long Star Wars movie saga mural at Celebration. And I'm talking every Star Wars movie from 1977's Episode 4 all the way through Star Wars Episode 9 dropping here in December 2019. It's going to include the one-offs too. So, the solos, the Rogue Ones. It's even going to include imagery from Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. So we got imagery again on the site. We'll try to link it within the posts. It's a beautiful looking mural. This is something I hope they sell like a widescreen shot, a lithograph, whatever you want to call it, something I could buy as a poster to hang up. Obviously, I don't need a 10-foot by 88-foot long mural in my house. I don't even think that would fit. I don't think my house is that big. I don't know. I'm not good with geometry. But if they offer like reasonably sized prints of this thing, I'm all on it. So the artist here was actually trained by Drew Struzan, who, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know Struzan. He's one of the most iconic Star Wars movie poster creators out there. So he kind of trained this Jason Palmer artist, who is the one responsible for illustrating this mural for Star Wars Celebration. So Jason Palmer, he linked up with Doug Chang, who's the official creative art department head at Lucasfilm, and I believe Eric Tiemens, who also kind of worked on concepts for this mural to come up with it. But both Doug and Eric, they decided like, hey, this Jason guy should illustrate this entire thing. And like I said, we have a snippet of it up on StarWarsTime.net. It's just the original trilogy segment, which again is the best trilogy. And it's just, it's beautiful. It is a work of art. It looks fantastic. It captures all the major moments from the original trilogy. A New Hope, you got Han's epic blaster pose. You got this doe-eyed looking farm boy Luke. You got Obi-Wan with the hood up. You got Leia. You got the droids, some X-Wings, some Y-Wings, an exploding Death Star. Chewbacca's in it. A New Hope, you got Han and Leia embracing. There's Lando. Bespin's there. You see a kind of a silhouette of Vader and Luke fighting on Bespin. You got Yoda, Luke on his Tauntaun. And then, of course, in Jedi, you got Luke in his black outfit, Vader right behind him, the Emperor in front of him, Han in his Endor gear, Leia in her basically Ewok outfit. It's fantastic. So, like I said, hopefully they'll be selling prints of this at the show. If not, I'll definitely be taking plenty of snaps of the mural. Again, 10 foot by 88 feet. It's a thing of beauty. So if you're going to Star Wars Celebration, you're definitely going to want to stop by this mural, which was kind of worked on by Jason Palmer, Doug Chang, and Eric Tiemens. All right, people. So, it's kind of a short one this week, which is fine after last week's 2-hour-plus episode of the Star Wars Time Show proper, which is our typical Friday cast where we do our IG Top 5 covering the Nick's choices of our Star Wars artist features on our @StarWarsTimeShow Instagram account. Hey, whatever. Sometimes things can be short and sweet, right? I'll take it. I even got enough time. If I want to, I can do a Toy Pops 3 photo session share tonight. It's not even 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. So We appreciate you listening as always. Make sure to keep those browsers tuned to StarWarsTime.net. If you go there, you can get all the links you need to get to our YouTube channel, which we do Star Wars Time Show content. You can find all the links to subscribe to the podcast. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, Google Play, Android. We also have your RSS feed if you just want to use that. But again, you can find all of this on StarWarsTime.net, people, because there's always time for Star Wars time. So get used to it. StarWarsTime.net, my friends. Hit it up. Follow it. Hopefully we'll see you at Star Wars Celebration. Obviously, we're going to have a few more casts before the show kicks off. And then we'll also be doing content from the show because, like I said, there's always time for Star Wars time, people. That's how we roll here. May the Force be with you. Always.